going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. Today we are finally here for round 1 of Cliffy's Champions League for Season 2. We're going to go and get straight into things. For those of you who don't know really what this series is about, basically all we do is get you guys into teams. We have a draft and basically go and play through a tournament style, a tournament style format, and we go and obviously play everyone off, have awards night at the end and stuff. If you do want more information, go and check out my Facebook page. But we're doing it at 30% speed. Last year we were doing it at 10, but obviously a lot more teams in here at the moment. McIntyre, Cook and De Villiers all gone very quick. Allen, Hesselgreave and Harrison Green, who was a very good bowler last year in the wickets. But Jones, he's going along nicely. He's moved past 50, but going a little bit slow here, the boundary bashes so far, but still looking to go and put a decent total on the board. Jones has actually gone and got the first century of the tournament. Bosbury's gone past there. He finishes with 122, Luke Jones, and what a good start. And that is not a good start for the wicket takers. Warner gone second ball. Remember how good he was last season, and Chiz really leading from the front with this boundary bashes side. He's picked up 3 wickets already, and things not going too well for the defending champs. Obviously last season were very dominant, but today not really going and getting the job done. Last season, I mean, Romeo, Eglinton and Warner were really the big players in this wicket takers side. Chiz has got 4 on captaincy debut. He's not going to get 5, but he is going to finish with 4 for 27 off his 10 overs, so that is a very good return. Romeo is on 54 as well, so he's picked up a half century. So is Luke Court, down batting at number 8 this season. He is on 60. Could possibly be looking at the top score. He does actually go and get there in the end, so 74. But the boundary bashers, huge first win for them in the tournament, winning by 62 runs. So wow, what a start that is for the boundary bashers in Season 2. Chiz, it would be hard, I mean it is hard not to give Jones the man of the match. He did score 122 off 119 balls. Bosbury was around for good support, 65 no doubt off 90. But Chiz, what a way to lead from the front. 4 for 27 off his 10 overs. Huge win for the boundary bashers first up. Let's move on to the next game. So next game, Royal Hiney taking on the Vikings. And I think we're just going to go and slow it down one more. We're just going to slow it down to 20%. Not the greatest of start. Another second ball duck in the game. Perkins gone for zilch. Harvey with the LBW decision. And the Vikings, few changes to the team this year. Obviously, no Kane Williamson. Luke Ronke's in. He's the wicketkeeper batting at number 3. Roberts, the captain, has moved himself up the order, and it seems to be working quite well at the moment. These two putting on a nice wee partnership to start off the game, and that's really what we want to see. But this Vikings side, it does have quite a good look about it. Obviously, Roberts, Muscat, Spearman, and Illingworth, guys that have played obviously last season. Brown's gone and picked up 50, so there's another one. Taylor going and getting him. And Luke Ronke's gone and picked up 50 as well. So something must be going on in this game, because Luke Ronke is actually scoring runs, and that doesn't happen in real life. And whoa, champion with the big bam there, getting the captain Roberts and Muscat for a duck. He was on a hat-trick there at one stage. And actually coming up against the Royal Hiney, I did only just notice that there. Spriggs has gone and brought himself in. He was quite an effective bowler last year, and I think they also have last year's MVP as well, Martin Crook. So it's definitely going to be good to see what he can go and get done. And it's nice to see Illingworth scoring some runs as well, because remember last year, he was a guy who really did struggle with the bat to score runs quickly. Kieran Wright, good innings there from Luke Ronke. That is what you want from your wild card pick. He's got 82 off 127, really has gone and anchored this side there. But Illingworth scoring some runs, he's going to be happy about that. He has been run out towards the end, and I wasn't quite sure what the I'm not quite sure what they ended up on, so that will be interesting to see. But BMAC and Spriggs was a guy, he was the second leading run scorer last season, obviously. Took his Royal Hiney team to the finals, only to just lose at the final hurdle to the wicket takers. McCullum playing in typical McCullum fashion, 43 off 29, and there is his first 50 of the tournament. So he is going to be a big match player, I would say, for the Royal Hiney, as they've got off to an absolutely incredible start here. And it is going to take a lot to go and break down this top 4 for the Royal Hiney. Just as I say that, Wade does go and get the captain Spriggs for 44 off 59, but a very well played innings. But this top 4 for the Royal Hiney, this probably looks like one of the better top 4s going around in the tournament. Obviously, you've got BMAC, you've got Spriggs and Crook, who both have experience last season. And there we go, BMAC with that 100. Of course, it comes off less than 100 balls, striking at a very well, I wouldn't say a very healthy strike rate for him, but he's run out by his New Zealand wicket-keeping teammate, Luke Ronke, well, former wicket-keeping teammate, I guess you would say. And a lot of bowlers used today by the Vikings, but it hasn't really worked out for them too well. They have made the game, I guess, go a little bit the distance, but that there is another good win for the Royal Hiney, carrying on, I guess, where they left off last season. The Vikings, I mean, I wouldn't be too disappointed with that. Obviously, runs on the board, probably not really enough. Didn't really get enough, I guess, from that middle order of theirs. But BMAC, 109 off 102. What a way to start the tournament for the former New Zealand captain. So Royal Hiney win that one by 6 wickets. The Boundary Bashers win by 62 runs. That's actually very good for both those teams. Net run rate rise almost up towards 1. Next game, we've got the Sledging Cyclones, another new team, taking on the Snipers. Now, the Snipers were the Wooden Spooners last season, obviously, but they'll be looking to go. They've changed their team up a little bit, obviously. Stu Henry still opening the innings. They've got Kevin Peterson in there as their wild card. Dale, who had a pretty good series, and a few new guys as well, Dobbs and Vanderberg down the bottom as well, the bowling all-rounders. So it will be very interesting to see how they go about it. They've got a good wee partnership going on here to start off the game. Just like that, they do have a wicket though. Nadeem picking up Lapakis for 37. And it really is going to be about whether Henry and Peterson can go and bat through. The captain scoring a 50 on his first game of Season 2. So he's leading from the front. That's something he didn't really do last season, was obviously score those runs at the top of the order. So hoping for the Snipers' sake that they can go and obviously pick up some runs early on in that there. Danny Harden, just like that, bam, bam, gets those, sorry, what am I trying to say? Gets that double breakthrough. He's got 2 for 16 now off 5 overs, and it's going to be interesting to see how Ari obviously goes with Kevin Peterson. KP batting well. He is going to be, I think a lot of these international players are going to be keys to this, well, to these sides this year. There's a 50 for KP, but I think if the international players play well, I think a lot of the teams are very even, and obviously a lot can happen. 50 for Ari. Obviously, he didn't have the best of seasons last season opening up the innings, but there's another one. So Nadeem's got one, and Bailey McKenzie as well, the captain, the new captain of the Sledging Cyclones, has gone and picked one up there. Again, I've missed what they've gone and scored, but that's alright. We're not going to be worried too much about that. The Sledging Cyclones, obviously, with a very batting, as you guys would have seen, a very heavy batting lineup, batting very deep. Obviously, MS Stoney at 8. Then we've got Bath, Bray, and Nadeem, who they're bowling all-rounders, batting at 9, 10, and 11. So obviously they've got the batting. It's one of those things, if they can go and obviously contain with the ball, they are going to be, you know, not in too bad of a position if they can go and contain sides. Batting shouldn't be a problem. They should be able to chase down almost everything with the batting that they have in this side. And Harper got them off to a good start, 44 off 36. Toby Smith being a little bit more conservative. He's 49. Make that 50 off 85. So that's another 50. So there have been plenty of 50s that have been going around so far in this tournament. And that's good to see, but we don't want to see a completely, you know, batting tournament. That's but like this here, obviously not scoring at the quickest rate of knots. Harden is, well, he's just gone there to Dobbs. He's come in, he's been a bit expensive. 23 for 1 now off 3 overs. And, yeah, seeming to be quite expensive today, which isn't very good. Smith has moved his way along. He's just, you know, very pedestrian-like towards that 100. And this is going to be... It's going to be a very good total that is being set by the Sledging Cyclones. They do get there in the end. Holy crap, they get there in the end. Toby Smith, 138 not out. Doesn't even get the man of the match. That goes to Daniel Harden for his 60 of 74 deliveries and 2 for 16 with the ball. But wow, that is one of the closest games. I did not think the Sledging Cyclones were going to get there. Snipers can take heart from that though. They have put a very decent total on the board. And with that, you know, when you chase down 280 plus, you know, obviously someone's going to have to go and play an incredible innings. And that's what a lot of the guys did. Smith, obviously, with the anchor, well, he really anchored the innings. Then you had, obviously, the cameos from Harden, Harper, and Ray that went and got them over the line in the end. So far, out of 3 games, we have had 2 new teams picking up the victory, and obviously Royal Hiney picking up the win there as well. We move on to the final game, the Sharks versus the final new team, the Shredders, and then we are going to be finished for round 1 of this Champions League. Let's go. Let's get into it. We are going to see the Shredders, who are, well, they're batting first. And Hashim Amla, obviously, their overseas player. I was going to say top order batsman, but normally opens in limited overs cricket. Good team though. They've got players obviously that have played last season, the likes of Toner, Yeoman, Dean played last year, Connor played last year, and then their captain obviously Sid Kumar as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how they go, but it is really, really cool that we do have these 3 new teams, and I think, you know, it just seems to continue to keep growing this tournament. And I mean, next season, I'm not sure really what we are going to do. Tyson Bennett, my boy, going and picking up Hashim Amla. I was going to say Hamish Amla there, but he gets the first wicket, and that is the partnership breaker that was needed for the Sharks. And there's another one, Captain Cliff picking up Dahinga for 65 off 83. But Sid, he's come in, he's batting with a bit of urgency. He's striking at over 100 at the moment. And the Sharks here really need to go and just continue to pick up wickets, which they have done through Jay Fookie. He's finished off his spell, 1 for 51 off his 10 overs. A little bit expensive. Not as expensive as the captain, who's gone 2 for 63 off his 10. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens in these last 10 overs for the Sharks as well. Because really a side that, I mean, why is Kitchen Fitz? Why is he not bowling? He is our allocated bowler. He's our frontline bowler. He should be bowling towards the death. He has gone and picked up a wicket. Ilya, who did so well last season, he didn't go and pick up any wickets today, but 285 is going to be a very tough ask to get, especially with that early wicket that has gone down. Lickley, Turnbull, Russell and Earl, how will they go towards the top? Again, this is another side that bats quite deep, the Sharks. You've got your all-rounders at 7, 8 and 9. So, you know, if your top order obviously goes and loses out, you're not going to be in too much of disarray. Bench Boy picking up his first wicket for the season. Turnbull's going to look to go and I guess try and steady the ship, and that's what they are going to have to do, chasing down obviously such a big total. The only thing I think that could go wrong here for the Sharks is wickets down. 3 down in 20 overs. And you don't want that when you are going and chasing a big total. Obviously, the final World Cup player we are going to talk about here, he's not doing too well today, but that is Jos Buttler, who is 10 off 26. And we all know how destructive he can be when it comes to limited overs cricket. So hopefully he can go and put on a show today. It doesn't seem to be heading that way at the moment. He is going to have to go and start obviously striking a little bit more. Turnbull's played a very good knock, 73 off 96 to start things off for the Sharks. But gonna need 80 runs in these last 10 overs. So Jos Buttler's past 50. We're gonna need him to continue on, keep scoring runs at a quick rate. Otherwise, it is gonna be lights out for the Sharks in round 1. I don't think it's going to happen. Not 30 runs off the last 3 overs, surely not. But positive signs, obviously, Buttler batting very well. Just missed out on his 100 in the end. Did pick up man of the match, but in a losing cause. It was really a game that was, I wouldn't say was dominated by the batsmen, but the bowlers just really couldn't go and get it done. So the Shredders win that one by 19 runs. We'll quickly go and have a look at the table as things stand after this first week/round is done and dusted, and then we will look at wrapping things up. So, as we can see, Boundary Bashers in first, Royal Hiney in second, Shredders in third, Sledging Cyclones in fourth, the Snipers in fifth, Sharks in sixth, and the Vikings and the Wicket Takers. Very surprising to see the Wicket Takers down there at the bottom of the table, but we are only one round through. We do have another 14 left to go. So, 14? Or have I got it wrong? 7? Might only be 13 left to go. I'm not too sure, but still a long way left to go. This is a marathon, folks, not a 100-meter sprint. So I'm going to wrap things up here. Do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like. If you are new, please do subscribe. Make sure you check out my Facebook and Twitter. Links that can be found down below in the description. Make sure you head on Twitter, hashtag your team, show your support for them in this series would be much appreciated. Hope you guys have had a great weekend. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. I've got some more Don Bradman cricket coming your guys' way. My career on the PS3. Make sure you do not miss that.